This program is part of the Far South Border North initiative by the City of San Diego in partnership with regional collaborators, funded in part by the California Arts Council and the Conrad Previs Foundation. Hello and welcome to Food for Life. I'm your host, Cathlyn Choi. We recently visited Timmy's Place, a restaurant in downtown San Diego run by a local nonprofit. This restaurant not only serves up piping hot and delicious pizzas made with healthy, organic ingredients, but also employs homeless youth to teach them culinary job skills. Most importantly, Timmy's Place inspires these youth with a sense of purpose through the culinary arts and creates hope for a brighter future. That and more coming up next on Food for Life. Let's meet Chef Eddie Gochicoa, the head chef at the nonprofit Union of Pan-Asian Communities, or UPAC. Chef Eddie not only runs Timmy's Place in downtown San Diego, but also the NEC Kitchen and Deli in City Heights as part of their youth training programs. Let's learn more about how these culinary arts programs are impacting the youth's physical and mental health and wellness.
Some of these youth have no skills set at all. They've never been given a chance. So the challenge is of trying to get them up to speed. If they hit the ground running, it's challenging. It's challenging in a professional kitchen, and it's challenging in our cafes as well. Being able to have a healthy mindset for them, being able to create an environment for them where they feel safe. Most of our youth come from troubled backgrounds, backgrounds where most people just turn around and don't even want to waste their time. So us being able to provide that for them, there's the challenges with in an everyday basis with them, being able to adapt to them, being able to modify our scheduling and our needs.
My family were from Bhutan, country called Bhutan. They flee because of the conflict in Bhutan. They flee from Bhutan to Nepal. I was born and raised in refugee camp in Nepal. I basically lived there for 16 years, and after 16 years, my family decided to move to, they decided to resettle in third country, which was the United States of America. Like on 2011, we started living at City Heights, where there is a lot of immigrants and refugee and diverse people. UPAC, they have the after school program because they wanted youth to not to join in gangs, since City Heights was diverse, and little conflict could create gangs between ethnic group. Because of that, in UPAC we basically learn learn not to join the gangs. At the same time, we learn to knowing our rights. If police stop you, through time, I grew from just a youth to employee. Now I'm manager of Timmy's and the neighborhood cafe.
So being able to be self-sustained, to be able to build for them, and to be able to still have funds to create those jobs for them It's one of the challenges we come from. How do we solve that? We've been solving that by being able to implement large caterings, large events, having people to come in the coffee shop and say, hey, you know, I've heard what you guys are doing. Let me contribute. And they come in, I mean, they get some good food, they get contributions. So it's creating the promotion, the word of mouth to be able to get people to come in here. And we've done a decent job. But however, we can never get enough of that to be able to fix those. And once that's fixed, being able to invest more time with our youth in one-on-one and tailor for some of our youth, that will fix both of them.
Pones esto, no, esto es cinnamon. Y luego, ¿dónde están las que miden? Yo no sé.
I found this job because of my dad. He works over there next to Timmy's. He knew people there, so he got me a job when no other company will give me an opportunity. It was really, really nice of them. I love the people. Everyone's always friendly and always willing to help you, no matter what they're doing, and how flexible they are about hours. I love that UPAC provides opportunities for people that don't get it in other companies that deny them just because of how they are or how they act or any other way. I love that I do that. I love working here, but in the future, I see myself being a radiologist.
My name is Derek Michael Bing Jr., and I've lived in California for a little bit over 14 years now. And before I started working here, I worked at NEC, and before I worked at NEC, I didn't have a job at that point, and NEC was the first that gave me one. Before this, life wasn't exactly the best. Before I came here, I was homeless for almost 3 years at that point, and that was not a fun period in my life. And I got lucky, to be honest, because the cop who stopped us, he gave me and my aunt the information to go get help. And around as soon as we went, the next day they put me in a hotel, and a week later I was here. So I got lucky. A lot of people have to wait several months to a year or two just to get someplace. And I decided the moment I got here that I wouldn't take that for granted. A lot of times you don't want the people you care about to know that you're going through something like that, and in some cases people who were supposed to be helping me, they weren't, and it'd be family members too, and that's what stings the most. And for right now, this has definitely been a good job for me. It also teaches you great life skills, learning how to communicate with the other people, especially when they're not around. Not only that, we get to make food, and plus I'm a little bit biased because it's pizza, and we all grew up eating that, especially when it was cheap too. Working at Timmy's also helped me personally with, for one thing, food management. You really, when you start making food yourself and working around it, you really get a feel of how much people struggle with it and how much effort can go into making something. And it's also made me aware of what I'm eating at home too, is because not at this location at NEC, when you're learning how to cook, you're also learning about the ingredients and why you're putting the ingredients in. Why is this going into here? Why are we adding these spices to this chicken instead of just cooking it normally? It's not just for flavor, but it's for the culture as well. And you don't want to mess with that. Same thing what we do here with with some of the pizzas, the Mexican pizza, for example, which is one of my favorites. When a lot of people think of Mexican pizza, they think of something that has beans on it, and I'm sure when you guys saw it for yourself, it probably looked way more appetizing than Taco Bell.
This specific one with Timmy's right here, we focus on ages from 18 to 24. And the reason why we focus on this is because we focus mainly on homeless youthness, to be able to overcome homelessness. So they're all transition homes. So those are the target that our partners focus on. So those are the ones that we want to really, really focus on to try to help them. Okay, so first thing first, we're going to grab a little bit of flour, and we're going to flour your working surface. So go ahead and grab some.
At Lucky Duck, we are big donors and supporters of Urban Street Angels, as well as Timmy's Place is where we are today. And I think Timmy's Place is the perfect example of, impact dollars at work. Not only do they provide fantastic food, but they're providing youth, at-risk youth, with job opportunities and life experiences. That way they could help better themselves and have something that they could put on their resume to help them work their way up through the ladder of success. And I think that, looking at Timmy's Place, you really could see a place that is providing folks with a great eating experience, and it also is providing the youth with a place of belonging and a place where they can not only make some income and some money, but hopefully helping them give the foundation to help them grow in their lives and be successful in whatever they end up doing.
Hello, my name is Anaid. I was born in San Diego, California, but I grew up in Tijuana, Mexico. I have only been work here at Timmy's for 4 months, and the opportunity they give me here has served me well. This is my first job, which give me a good work experience and help me work in the other place in the future. I like the job because everyone is nice, will out get only very well. I know what I do is only smart part, but I like to make my customers happy.
As far as skill set, from learning how to handle a knife, how to do the proper temperatures, the proper procedures of cooking. There's a lot of health conscious that we have to be careful with the bacteria, with handling chicken, handling raw proteins, things that they're very overlooked at home. I mean, we were always taught, just grab the chicken and throw it in there, it's fine. No, there's not. So luckily Mama never got us sick. But in the real world, you can get sick, especially when you're out there on your own. So teaching them proper handling of proteins, proper cooking technique, proper temperatures, proper holding of the food. Those are all basic needs in a restaurant if you're operating. So that translates very well to their home and to them being able to cook at home healthy, cook at home safely, and being able to translate it not only to the kitchen but to the world and to the real life as far as work ethics. Responsibility, etiquette, all that stuff. So the techniques that we teach them, they transfer to direct work will be knife skills, techniques, daily operations, not only from the food side, but also from the financial side aspect of things. Being able to do customer service, which is very important in this world. That goes a long way in any profession and translates not only the restaurant, but any hospitality business. That's just the start. Then we also dive into financials, into bookkeeping, into processing invoices, into doing all the admin aspect of it. So the kids are very hands-on, from purchasing one apple to processing a catering of $50,000 in a financial aspect. So that's the wide spectrum they offer. Now everybody's skill set, everybody's interest is quite different. So therefore we accommodate to each and every one individually to be able to succeed in whatever they want to succeed on as far as what we offer.
We hope you can stop by either location and try out their delicious foods while supporting UPAC's Youth Culinary Arts programs that contribute significantly to better health and wellness in our community.
In 2021, amidst the pandemic, we were presented with an opportunity to open up the soap factory. So my wife and I opened up the soap factory in 2021, and Early Girl Creations is the name of our product line. Now, our line of products, health and wellness products, where we grow some of the ingredients here on site. We distill some of the oils and use them to make soap and other cosmetics. Now, out of that, Early Girl Gardens was born. And Early Girl Gardens is the gardening part aspect, the permaculture, the soil regeneration, where I build gardens for other people that have a space but don't know how to use it. They like the idea of growing their own food, but they don't know where to start. That's where I come in. This is relatively new. We just started, we just transplanted some of the plants to these new beds over here this last week with the students from Urban Corps. They assisted in building and doing some of the transplanting of the herbs and other plants. I've been working with them for a couple cohorts where they get to take an 100-hour class over here with me on the importance of growing your own food, some landscape design, and basically soil regeneration and permaculture practices. What we're gonna be doing over here, we're gonna be growing some of the herbs that we use for our products for early grow, for our soap that we make here on site. And along the lines, we're also gonna be growing vegetables, you know, to cater to the people, you know, and so people can have access to good quality food here in Logan Heights. This right here, as you can see, look at the zucchini plants. There we go. Flor de calabaza. Beautiful. This right here, we have some dragon fruit. Some dragon fruit. It's also known as pitaya in Mexico. This over here, we have a small-scale aquaponic system. These are the water lettuces. So what they're doing, they're making the water habitable for the fishes to be introduced, basically getting the water ready. You know, whenever you implement water, it attracts pollinators into the space and all kinds of creatures, you know, and that's part of the ecosystem, to create a space where everything's working together and everything has a purpose. The idea behind having an aquaponics here and all these garden beds is to create a space where we can educate people, especially the community here, and teach them the difference between conventional and growing your own. When we're speaking about growing your own food, you're talking about your health itself. You know, unfortunately to some of us, we start paying attention, you know, whenever something knocks home. You know, for me, what it was is I was diagnosed with chronic Bell's palsy, which is facial paralysis. So I had to educate myself in the importance of, okay, what's going on over here? What's happening with me? How can I prevent another episode from happening? And food is a very big factor in all of that. So I decided, okay, so now read ingredients. That's where early grow came in, and the whole natural and wellness of products, eliminating toxins. You know, and our skin is the biggest organ. So anything that we put on it, it absorbs. So it doesn't just stop at that. You know, we also carry on what we put in our body, what we feed ourselves, what we eat. I discovered that there's nothing better than growing your own vegetables. You know, so along that, you know, it comes, you know, the whole therapy that comes along with it, and then the sustainability. So I also discovered that our biggest vote, our most important vote, is the one that you do with your dollar. So supporting local is essential. Supporting our local farmers, our local economy, you know, and not supporting certain corporations that don't stand with your values, which is sustainability and regeneration.
Liberation Through Art, we create accessible art and health-related programming for Black San Diegans and the San Diego community at large through different events. So whether it's workshops, whether it's Summit and Resource Fair, we just try to give resources to the community and then also give art to the community. Right now, we're having a Food Equity Summit and Resource Fair. So we have a resource fair at the first part of it. And so we have about 10 organizations that are doing great work within food equity and education here right now. And then after, we'll have a workshop, panel, and discussion where we'll talk about nutrition, how the food system is in San Diego, and how we can improve and become active in our communities. One, I think the major thing is, since I have been in social services for about 7 years now, is resources, getting the resources out and like letting people know that there are places that offer food and offer resources so they don't go hungry. So the main thing here today is just getting resources out, educating the public about what is going on within the food system in San Diego, and also allowing the public to know that you can take action within your own community and actually give back and change the food system yourself. I think at Liberation Through Art, we just really champion like people being active within their community, and we understand that everyone can be a leader and create change within their community.
San Diego Hunger Coalition is a backbone organization, and we focus on creating equitable access to food assistance. And we work collaboratively with other nonprofits in San Diego County to fight hunger. We do this through our data, our research, our advocacy, and because in San Diego County, 1 of every 4 people is nutrition insecure, and that's something that we sometimes don't talk about because there's like some stigma linked to not having enough food to support your family. But the number that I like to use all the time is to remind people that this statistic means that 1 in 4 of your neighbors, they might not have enough food in their table tonight, and they are not going to tell you because we don't want to tell people that we don't have food for our children. The barriers that we are facing to grow our programs is as well the political climate. Sometimes a lot of people think that, like my taxes are being used for other people to have food, but we do believe that food, it's a human right. Food is not a benefit, so we are trying to switch also the language from calling food assistance or food benefits to enrollment or participation in this program, because it's not a benefit, it's a human right. One of the things that we try to create a lot of awareness is to remember that it's not you who's failing your family, it's the system who has been failing the families that live in San Diego.
I'm a single dad, so we wouldn't be able to be here if people didn't help out, donating stuff. Organizations are always real helpful.
Besides direct aid, mutual aid I think has been a big one. In my communities, we get together to make meals together. We try to have festivals to have free food for youth, our seniors, trying to make things more, accessible, but also so that we know we can rely on each other for food.
We're in the wealthiest country in the world, and it saddens me that a lot of the seniors especially are struggling to just put food on the table. And people shouldn't have to make a choice between whether to pay the rent or to eat. And I've heard cases where people are even eating animal food, like cat food and pet food to supplement, so that really saddens me. And, nobody should be in that state in this country.
In many neighborhoods, the youth face transportation challenges in not only getting to school and work, but in accessing healthy food sources, such as grocery stores, which often limit their diet choices. The MTS Youth Opportunity Pass program is helping to change that by providing free transit passes for youth 18 and under and giving them the freedom to access better foods.
The Youth Opportunity Pass program is a free transit pass program for people that are 18 years old and younger. It's a program that began in May 2022, and it's funded by the San Diego Association of Governments as well as the County of San Diego. The main objectives of the Youth Opportunity Pass program is to improve accessibility to a wide variety of lifeline services for those 18 and under, whether that's healthcare, education, going to see friends and family, accessing food. So there's a wide variety of reasons why breaking down barriers and improving accessibility to these things is important for our youth, and that's what the Youth Opportunity Pass does for our youth. The main ways that MTS and our partners will reach out to students to let them know about this program is there's a few key ways. The first one is through schools, right? Most kids 18 and under are in school. Another way is through school districts. A third way is through community-based organizations. And so those are the main key ways that we're using, getting the information out about the Youth Opportunity Pass program. They have direct connections with students, hundreds of thousands of students all over the region, and so we really rely on them as conduits of information to get the word out that these passes are available, they are free, and it's something that's really easy to obtain too. So it's one of those things where our partners, and we've developed formal partners with partnerships with community-based organizations to help get the word out, constantly working with school districts, particularly right now as they're ramping up to start the new school year. Very important time to get the word out about how students can access education. Another way that the Youth Opportunity Pass helps is it helps students get to after-school programs. It helps students get to school, avoid tardiness issues, provides parents with another way to allow their sons and daughters to get to school, right? And so that's one less thing they need to worry about if they need to, get to work. Transit can be that benefit as well. So it can also kind of help alleviate that responsibility for parents, and let us, take students to school and after school programs and all that stuff. So we have a lot of students that do that every day. The two primary riders that we have on the MTS system are people going to work and people going to school. And so we love to provide that, service to our students, and Youth Opportunity Pass has made it more accessible than ever before.
So until next time on Food for Life, stay healthy, San Diego.